This has to be a YN. Jeff Dye posting. He's posting. Damn it. Sorry, I gotta see this.
They got a cure for cancer. See, it's all big business.
Does he watch TV on his iPad in his bed? Yikes.
Oh, they got a cure for cancer.
That might not even be an iPad. That might be a tablet. You forget how broke this guy is. All the legal fees and everything. Hasn't blocked me yet. Damn. I wish I could get on this. That's how he thinks Achilles is spelled? And that's how he thinks heel is spelled? Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say it said spelling. Spelling has been my Achilles. Oh, very good, Jeff. Very good. I looked here. I didn't actually read the post. You didn't get me. Okay? See, this would be funny if you could actually spell, though. He can't spell. He can't read. So it's not like, oh, I'm smart enough to know what I'm doing. It's like, you're not. You can't read. You can't spell. You're a complete moron. Kramer was really ahead of his time.
Oh, they got a cure for cancer. See, it's all big business.
Wait, he's got a new one. Women in men's sports. Ooh. I've never heard anyone talk about that. Finally, someone got around to podcasting about trans stuff. Oh, I guess does he mean like Billie Jean King? Why is he talking about that's even less interesting? Hold on, I didn't know there was a new episode of. Hold on, we gotta see what's going on.
Welcome to Die Hard, everybody.
The pleasure's mine. Thank you for welcoming me.
We are back.
Thank you.
Another week.
Thank you.
Another 7 days. Actually, some of you guys, this is, you haven't heard a new episode for a while because we had a little bit of a hiccup on the uploading. Somehow the audio got uploaded from the week before. So if you were listening on Apple Podcasts or,
These hiccups. Jeff, you're in the big leagues now. You're on Rogan. You can't be uploading audio from last week. This isn't some ragtag operation. You're paying a lot of money for this studio. You're paying a big sum of money to record in this guy's closet in Sherman Oaks. And, Jeff, I expect quality out of you. You're on Gutfeld, for fuck's sake. I see a guy on Gutfeld. I come over to watch his podcast. I expect something that's like the morning show, like the Today Show or something. I'm expecting producers, people walking around with clipboards. So get on top of it. Come on, buddy.
Not sure.
And it's funny he's wearing this sweatshirt, this hoodie representing a club where everybody there apparently hates him. So that's very funny. That'd be like me wearing a Jeff Dye hoodie. That'd be like me wearing a hoodie that says Die Hard. You get it, Jeff?
Where all it happened, but for some of you, the same upload was uploaded twice, and so you haven't heard the newest episode on Apple. But it's been corrected, it's been fixed. If you go
42 minutes. 42. He's cutting these as short as Burr's show lately. Bird does like 33 minutes. All the comments say, kill yourself. And Bird gets like 8,000 views now. I feel bad for the guy. It's like, I wonder if he's going to be fine. I mean, isn't that like 80% of his fan base that he was even getting on YouTube audio only? Like, did he actually take a big blow from this? I'd be curious to see. The guy's doubling down like crazy, but let's focus here on Die. Let's focus.
there now. You can now hear last week's episode, and then if you're hearing this right now, you can hear this episode. So if you want to be,
it's a great announcement. If you're listening to this show right now, you can listen to this show. Good job, Jeff, promoting the thing that they're currently listening to. Excellent stuff
positive.
so far.
If we want to spin this into a positive, which is what life's all about, turning lemons into lemonade, making all things new instead of all new things. You could
Lemon. He said lemon. Now, I think he's done this a few times. He might be trying to, like dog whistle a little bit for you guys. Very interesting.
If we want to spin this into a positive, which is what
we know lemons are on his mind. I mean, the comment section is just like it's usually a bunch of lemons. Collab with Ben Avery, very good. Nothing they are like there's nothing they are like looking you forward to. I guess this is a quote from the episode. Very good. Breaking Jeff Dye found alive at 43. Lemon. They're the lemons. Lemon. Yes. Lemons. He's got lemons on his mind, folks.
Life's all about, turning lemons into lemonade, making all things new instead of all new things.
How about turning lemons into lemon party? Jeff Cry. How's that sound? He looks like he got all of his crying out before the show started. Maybe we get a little bit of cry out of Jeff Cry here, though. Let's see.
Lemonade, making all things new instead of all new things. The positive spin on this is that now you have 2 episodes of Die Hard to listen to. So there's that. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. It's been fun engaging with you and talking with you. I got to meet a lot of you in Sarasota.
This is all a big lie. We found out there's 90 people or something. Every show he goes to, he says all the Patreon people came out. Apparently, he gives free tickets to the patrons. You get free Jeff Dye tickets if you sign up. So I guess he's doing all these shows for free. Maybe that's why he can't afford to move to Texas, because he has too many subscribers on Patreon. It's possible. It's very possible.
Some of you in Tempe, Arizona this week. It's been great. It makes me very, very happy. Also, if you're not a Patreon subscriber, that's okay. Thank you for just listening. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you'd like to engage with me and then see me at shows and stuff, then you could go to Patreon and subscribe, but no pressure. No pressure. But you could do this. You could subscribe on YouTube.
The hands are weird. Weird hands. Weird, big, freakish hands. Rumor is he has a weird cock. I don't know what that means. His hands are weird, too. Everything's weird.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you do that. If you just have a free subscription would also help me out a lot. Rate, review, subscribe. So if you could do that, that's free. That's free to just click subscribe or like or comment. That's all free. But if you do want to engage with me, then just go over to Patreon and sign up for that. So this week I was in Tempe, Arizona for Wednesday. I stayed at
finally the show is starting. We get to hear where his plane landed. Oh God, where did American Airlines take you this week, Jeff? Let us hear. I mean, I've been dying to know, Jeff Dye, how was Tempe? How was the Tempe Improv? Were the shows good? As soon as this showed up in my RSS feed, I clicked play so fast, and I was like, I wonder how Tempe was.
Hotel called the Global Ambassador.
He gives shouts out. It's incredible. Incredible stuff. His content is saying, I stayed at this hotel. I got coffee at this coffee shop. Jeff Cry's Yelp reviews. That's really what the show is. It's like Bourdain's, what is it, The Encounter Show or whatever? I never watched that show. What was it called? That's what Jeff Dye does. But he goes, I stayed at the Kimpton. I stayed at the Marriott Bonvoy. Some people say it's a 3-star hotel, but I thought it was more like a 4. If you stay there, say hi to Andrea behind the front desk. She's very nice. He thinks doing a podcast is Yelp.
To Katrina Barrett, thank you for plugging me in with that place. What a hotel. To Katrina Barrett, thank you for plugging me in.
So a fan a fan who works at this hotel that he named, did they even want you to do that? They might get in trouble now. That hotel might say, you can't be letting people stay here for pretty much free. What do you do? That's for family. He gives out her full name or place of address. Someone could, he doesn't think. He doesn't think about this stuff.
That place, what a hotel. If you've never heard of this.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like the Ritz-Carlton, my friend.
Or you
doesn't even look like the Four Seasons.
Don't know anything about it. There is a fantastic hotel in Arizona that is across. Well, it's not across. It's
across.
Literally shares the same lot as the Phoenix Suns NBA facility.
That's convenient,
dude. It's yeah, I know that's why they put it there. A lot of kept women in this hotel. Let me tell you, you go through the lobby, and
so now he's saying that the hotel he stayed at is essentially a brothel where there's human trafficking, sex trafficking. You do a favor for Jeff. He goes on his podcast. He's not being funny or entertaining, and he's incriminating you and other people's. Very strange. Very strange.
Everyone is good looking. The men, the women. There's probably some uglies.
He says men first. Quite the tell. I think we are kind of, getting closer to the psyche of Jeff, trying to find the skeletons. Why was he on this, so-called Bukowski-esque drinking binge for 25 years? What is he running from?
Bouncing around, but even they are wearing like $1,000 worth of clothes.
That might have been a tell there.
And they're looking sharp. A lot of money in that place, let me tell you. And that's naturally why I liked staying there. As a kid that grew up very blue collar, lower class, poor, I have always.
I got to be honest with you guys. I'm completely bored. I am bored out of my mind right now. The most boring show of all time. His intros especially. The cold opens. Ooh, freezing cold. Cold as a winter blizzard. Jeff Dye's cold opens. I mean, the coldest.
An aspiring yuppie, and it felt.
It's a cold open, but the show never even gets hot. It's an unplugged microwave. We got no heat, no momentum, no action, no cuisine, no aroma, no nothing. Nothing.
Very
Nothing
good
here.
to be among the yuppies.
It's a cold open, and it just gets colder and colder until you find yourself frozen out in the snow.
That's
a Jeff
the Global
Dye
Ambassador.
podcast.
What a
that is an episode of Cry
hotel.
Hard.
So I performed on Wednesday. Had 2 great shows at the Tempe Improv. Thank you for everyone that came. And then the next day, I just had a Jeff day, which I don't do that often. Sometimes I'll say I'm having a Jeff day because I get like a massage or something. But this was a whole Jeff day. I slept in. I went and got coffee and wrote jokes and looked at my social media and all that. And then
Thought he doesn't look at social media.
I went to the hot tub and ate lunch at the pool and stayed in the hot tub. Then I went and got coffee again. Then I wrote more jokes. Then I laid in bed for like 40 minutes and then went and got a massage. Then after my massage, I did a cold plunge. After the cold plunge, I just kind of sat around for a little while, just relaxing, no phone, no nothing. Then I went and had myself a nice steak dinner. Then after the steak dinner, I had a cigar. And then after my cigar, I went and laid in the very comfortable beds at the Global Ambassador and watched Predator Badlands for the 9 millionth time. How many times can you watch that movie? I don't know. I'm still testing the limits. I'm not tired of it. I've seen the movie over and over. It's my new Big Lebowski. I've been watching the Predator Badlands.
You gotta be fucking kidding
a lot,
me, man.
But anyways, that was my day.
You gotta be fucking
If I
kidding
could have
me,
had
dude.
sex or maybe watched porn and masturbated, it would have been the perfect day. I just didn't think.
Not very Christian, Jeff. These guys talk about how they habitually love to have premarital sex. They like to be promiscuous. They like to hook up with strangers. They like to watch pornography. Then on X, on his act too, he's very holier than that. He goes on Christian podcasts. He talks about the Bible. So is that supposed to be funny, or is he supposed to say like Jesus would have watched porn? Jesus would have hooked up with strangers. Is that
to squeeze that into the schedule? But
someone asked Jeff that.
If
why are Christians allowed to habitually watch pornography and hook up with strangers?
But anyways, that was my day. If I could have had sex or maybe watched porn and masturbated, it would have been the perfect day.
Someone in the chat says, "Trust me, it gets worse. Keep watching." I really don't. First of all, he's a hypocrite. Second off, he's not interesting. Third off, he's Jeff Cry. Strike 3, you're out. You're Jeff Cry.
I just didn't think to squeeze that into the schedule.
Does anybody even remember Predator Badlands? Wasn't this one of those movies that was in theaters for like 6 days? Somehow it didn't go right to streaming. I mean, no one saw this thing, right? He's not even watching the best Predator movie over and over.
Fantastic day of relaxation. The next day I got in the plane and I was like, I feel like a new man. Because I was out by 9 p.m. I was all, sleepy and tired and done with the day. So I got a nice night's rest also. So anyways, I don't know how interesting that is for anyone, but that's what I did in Arizona. And then from Arizona, I flew to Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the NBA. Sorry, it's not the NBA. It's the Naismith. Is that what it's called?
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the Springfield, Massachusetts Basketball Hall of Fame. Go ahead and Google that. Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, it doesn't say NBA, does it? It just says basketball.
That means it must cover the ABA and all those other leagues?
Yeah, I think just basketball in general. Springfield is where basketball was invented.
Thank God they have the ability to look up stuff in this studio. You need to have that when you're doing a podcast. When you're podcasting, you better be able to Google the Basketball Hall of Fame to confirm it's in Springfield. Very important for the comedy that's about to ensue.
We're going to see Caitlin Clark in there one day?
No, you can already see Caitlin Clark in there.
Oh, nice.
Let me tell you something. I know that all you liberal listeners, all you moderates, all you libertarians, all you people that are politically agnostic are about to roll your eyes and go, Jeff's going to do it again. Jeff's going to get on his Last Cowboy in L.A. and talk about the woke people. Jeff's going to lean into his right-wing grift. But here's the thing. Another example of fake woke bullshit. The Basketball Hall of Fame is just a giant commercial for what it's a big commercial for basketball. They're leaning into marketing. They're not worried about the history, right? When you go to Cooperstown, everything is in the past. There's nothing that they're like looking you forward to. They're not marketing for something that's coming up.
I mean,
this is baseball history.
I don't even know what to say anymore, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, what do you say? Yes, I was watching.
I might have smoked 700 cigars this week.
This
Florida.
This last week really sucked.
So then after New York City, I went to Sarah.
Dude, so
start doing that very soon. The reason I brought up...
I was showing this to Devin the other night. We were staying up late at his place. We almost watched the entire thing. In total disbelief, he starts listing off coffee shops he went to. Isn't that this one? I think it is. He starts saying, like, shout out to this coffee shop in Sarasota.
Y'all. So then after New York City, I went to Sarasota, Florida this weekend. My friends Nikki and Andrew.
It's the Yelp review, Jeff Dye, and he doesn't even tell you what's great about the place. He goes, go check them out. If you're ever in Sarasota, go check out, Annabelle's Coffee or whatever. That's what he says.
So I got to...
And he talks about how big the show is. That's the thing he keeps referencing. He talks about how successful the podcast is. Let me start this over, actually.
Welcome to...
These beginnings are so interesting to a show.
Check it out. It's behind me.
They fizzle out into nothing.
Another time I get to spend with you guys.
He follows the same routine every time. He starts out, thank you guys for listening to the show. If you want to listen to the show, which you're listening to it. He goes, this is how you find it. I've already found it. I'm listening to it. Makes no sense. Then he talks about how he doesn't check social media and to share the show. And he might talk about the success of the podcast as a new addition to his cold open he does. Then from that, he jumps into his flight and how his flight was. If it was delayed 15 minutes, you'll hear about that. You'll hear about all of it. You'll know all the forms of transportation this comic took. Ooh, wow. Did you fly Delta? Ooh, awesome. That's cool. Oh, did you stay at a hotel? Whoa. That's crazy, man. You live out of a briefcase. That's nuts.
I also want...
And then once he's done with that, he talks about all the shows, etc. And then, only then, once that is all out of the way, does he get into woke. And he thinks he's disarming us, saying, oh, Jeff dies on his last Cowboy in L.A., which means he's probably watching the clips. Last Cowboy in L.A., right-wing grift, blah, blah, blah. For a guy who doesn't read the comments, he knows exactly what we're saying. Very strange. Then he gets into woke. Only then does he get into woke.
I wanted to share that soon Patreon subscribers, and I'm sure I'll make it public after a little bit, are going to be able to watch episodes of me interviewing people. Segment I call Face to Face. I
forgot this was a big announcement. The reason he doesn't have guests is apparently no one likes him.
Very big guests lined up. Sometimes when you have a podcast with guests, booking people is very hard. It's very hard to get two people on the same...
How'd you get John Reap on the show? Convicted pedophile. Convicted violent pedophile. Convicted by a jury of his peers. Pedophile John Reap. You got him on pretty easily.
Schedule, especially if your schedule makes you travel so much.
Your schedule is synced with John Reap's.
Get them
convicted pedophile.
Be able to put
victims as young as 1 year old.
Some time together. And then you've got the calendar of the place that you record in. So now you got three people's calendars you've got to try to sync up. And when even just one of those people is very busy, it makes it very, very complicated. So that's why it sucks to have a podcast where you have a guest every week. So I don't have a guest every week. I just need to figure out when I can get in here and when the space is available, and it makes it a lot easier. That doesn't mean that there aren't people in the world.
Your show is so big. Are you telling me this studio doesn't roll out the red carpet for you? Is your $250 an hour not worth more than just your regular Joe Schmo running a corporate podcast or whoever? I don't know who the other clients are, but I imagine that's who it is. An influencer trying to get his thing going. Maybe some sort of mom who's into the Trader Joe's podcast thinks she should start one. I mean, who knows who's out there paying $250 an hour? These guys that have these podcast studios are predatory people, and they prey on the desperate. LA is a perfect place. If you open up a podcast studio like this, which is basically just a 300 square foot commercial lease space in Sherman Oaks, you pay, $850 a month for it. You get an LLC going. You have a booking thing on your website with Stripe. You charge people $250 an hour. If you say, "Oh, I'll edit it and send it to you," which is you just switching live and then taking the line edit and then sending it to them, you can charge like $400 if you want to post it. You're recording podcasts for people that are getting like 30, 40 views, which Jeff did have until we started watching the show. Now they're getting up to 2K. But Jeff, I thought they would roll out the red carpet for you. I mean, he's about to go into how successful this show currently is, sitting at 2,000 views. Meanwhile, he acts like I'm a big nobody and like I'm some sort of failure. I'm some sort of ostracized failure loser that no one likes. Very strange.
World that I'd like to talk to, or there aren't guests I would love to have.
And Jeff said you're going to have guests, like I suggested, and it would do big numbers. Have me on. Have me on the show, Jeff, so we can see each other face to face.
When I used to have a podcast...
Let's bury the hatchet. And no, I don't mean bury the hatchet in your skull. Play a character on the show, Jeff. I would never do anything like that, Jeff. I genuinely want to bury the hatchet with you. Jeff might think that, but I have nothing but love and respect for him. I want to speak to him. I want to meet face to face. I want to talk to him on the show. I want to tell him I love him. Here's where he could do better. This is cringe. He needs to stop doing this. You know, my first piece of advice for the Jeff Cry podcast would be, maybe if it's going to be a comedy show, try telling jokes. And I don't mean even here or there. Maybe start small, baby steps. First episode, sit down and over the course of an hour, try to tell one joke. Episode 2, try to do 2 jokes. Episode 3, try for 3 jokes. Maybe once you get to episode 3, start doubling that. You know about compound interest and all that stuff? Challenge yourself. Next week, try to do 6 jokes, then 12, then 24. Before you know it, you're actually doing a podcast that could be categorized as a comedy show. And you could then call yourself a comedian. Jeff Cry.
This is not my first
me on the show.
go round with trying to have a podcast. This is the first time it's been somewhat successful. I've tried many different types of podcasts, which, by the way, thank you guys for listening to this. Thank you guys for watching this, or subscribing to this, or,
it's our pleasure.
Or even contributing to this via Patreon. I really do appreciate you guys.
Truly, it's
you.
our pleasure.
But I've tried before.
I love
had
this
a
show.
Jeff Dye's Friendship podcast that nobody watched.
This is the weirdest thing. He starts listing every single producer he's ever worked with. Watch this.
With multiple producers. First, I had Tony Revis, and then I had
no idea who these people are.
A co-host or co-guest, Aaron Marsh. Aaron Marsh don't even talk anymore. Tony Revis, I don't know where he is in the world.
Seems to be a consistent thing in your life, Jeff, that you have falling outs with people, so no surprise there.
Or what's going on with him. Then I had Nick Greco as my producer on the podcast.
No idea who that is.
Barely speak to him anymore.
Why would anybody know who that is?
Back to Chicago. Then I tried
You burn
12
bridges,
packs
Jeff.
with Jeff Dye, with my guy Mike Nell, and Skinny George, and Handsome George, and I tried to do a thing with that, but it was basically we would crack beers and open packs of cards, and I was always...
Boring guys love doing that, man. This is my friend drunk George, Skinny George. Your life isn't a sitcom. You're an alcoholic in your early 40s. It's like the syndrome these guys have from growing up in the 2000s watching Friends. They give each other nicknames. They view it like it's their Perks coffee shop and coming over to each other's apartment. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's the same type of grown men that will like wear backpacks into their late 30s, early 40s to work. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This is my friend Skinny George. You're 40. You're 40. And take off the baseball cap and the hoodie. Take it off. You're not a scout for the MLB. Take it the fuck off. It's time to start dressing like a human being. It's time to stop shopping at Finish Line and Foot Locker and all these places you go to. Put on a nice jacket, do your hair, spray some cologne on, get that fucking NFL jersey off, take off the flat bill, take off the Miami. Do you play for the team? Do you work for the team? Take it the fuck off. Take it off. Are you the owner? Are you the manager of the team? Do you have anything to do with... Take it off. Take it the fuck off. Especially, look, you go into a game or whatever, every now and then, you know, wearing a Dodgers hat or something like that. He doesn't even wear stuff with where he fucking lives. You can rep your city, sure. Every day with the new flat bill, with the hoodie, the hockey jersey, the baseball jersey, the this, to that. Stop. Stop it. You're not a kid anymore. You're not reaching into the Cracker Jacks box for the gift. You're not asking for a Happy Meal. You're not in the back seat in the minivan with mommy getting dropped off at soccer practice. Be a fucking adult. Why do you think people have no fucking respect for you? You post about mascots of NFL teams like anybody gives a fuck. You care about action figures and Funko Pops. Shut the fuck up. If you're going to be regressive like that and act like a child and have all the personality traits of a little kid, then you better fucking not tell me how to live my life and how to think and what to believe and how to like vote. The fuck out of my face. You're a child. You're going on Gutfeld? Why? You shouldn't be allowed to own a TV. drives me fucking nuts with the action figures and the Funko Pops. Oh my God. You're a fucking... These are the adult baby diaper lovers. You want to talk about ADBL? This is more aggressive than playing. It's the same thing as being in a crib wearing a diaper, playing with a rattle, and saying, "Mommy, change me. Mommy, change me." You're a baby. You're Jeff Cry. You've always been Jeff Cry. Always. It's time to grow the fuck up. I wish I had my cane to point at the camera. I left my cane downstairs. I only needed it this morning. You Jeff Cry. Have me on the show. I'm not going to stop until you have me on the show. Have me on the show.
I was always faking the beers because I was drinking every single night, and the idea of drinking in the afternoon was very rattling.
Makes
and I
no
already
sense.
knew
As an alcoholic,
that's when I kind of started to suspect.
As a self-described alcoholic,
I
makes
think I
no
have a
sense
problem.
that you didn't like
this is tough.
You were such an alcoholic, you didn't drink alcohol. Got it. Okay, that makes no sense. Much like your act and your setups and your punchlines, it makes no sense.
It's tough for me to keep up with the amount of drinking that I'm already drinking. Anyways, that didn't work. But now we're doing this. We're doing this podcast.
Someone quoted me, "I'm going to watch some Die Hard to calm myself down."
I also had the podcast with Josh Nelson. Everybody's got a prize. That's tough for Josh to drive up from San Diego every week to Los Angeles, and then our calendars trying to figure.
He's still going. He's talking about all of his failed podcasts, as opposed to this one. This one is it's the talk of the town. Does he just see how many... He doesn't read the comments? Does he just see the amount of comments he gets? He goes, okay, we're getting traction
all the
here?
schedules of ours. Then also he had to book a guest, and I was lazy about booking guests. So anyways, the point is, I'm so happy that I found a podcast that I can put out to you guys. You guys can hear it. You can hear about my week. You can catch up with me from what the things that are going on in my life. And we could do it once a week and make it a real thing that I invest in. But I have had people that, because of my growing success in stand-up comedy, that I'd like to exploit some of that success and get people on this podcast and talk to this.
He openly admits he's a bad person who's only friends with people to get ahead in his career. He openly says things like this. Then he wonders why people might have a problem with him, or no one invites him to Super Bowl parties, or why anyone might be a threat. You know, what if the Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, he wasn't even cultured enough to listen to Huey Lewis? You know what I mean? It's fucking boring.
People on this podcast that either I admire or I like or I think are cool or are my friends, whatever it is. So I will be having some segments called Face to Face, where I will just be hanging out for an hour interviewing someone I like, admire, or think is cool, or I'm friends with. And so we're going to start doing that very soon. The reason I brought up all the other stuff, all those other podcasts that I had, is because sometimes on those podcasts, I'd have Patreon people go, listen, man, we subscribe to your podcast because we like you. We don't need to just hear you talk to the guest the whole time about their lives.
Yeah.
You wanted to hear more about my life. And so I took that into consideration, and that's why we have Die Hard. I had an awesome week. I was in New York City. I did the
Now the show can really begin. What flights did Jeff Cry get on this week?
Greg Gutfeld program, as you know, from Fox News.
He name drops Greg Gutfeld. Is that not one of the most pathetic things you've ever heard? What a pathetic, desperate, insecure person. Name dropping Greg Gutfeld from Fox News. Oh, wow.
I looked up how many times I've been on there.
Wow, what a psychopathic thing. What a psychopathic
I have
thing.
not been on that many times compared to other comics who don't get criticized for being on Fox News. I think Jim Norton's been on Gutfeld over 100 times. I think Jim Florentine's been on way more than me.
Jim Norton is incredibly talented and very funny, and he could kill a bunch of people. I think nothing of it, honestly. Jimmy's still very quick, very funny. He's a legend because of O&A. You know, if he went crazy and he burned a family, you know, if he did like some Dennis Rader shit, BTK killer, tied people up and killed them, I'd be like, well, this affects, it doesn't affect O&A for me. The guy's still a massive talent. I don't give a shit.
Those comics somehow fly under the radar as being like Fox News guys, but I've been kind of tarred and feathered by certain comedians as being a Fox News.
You've privately admitted to people, and I know this for a fact, I've heard it from multiple people, that you say the more right-wing you go, the more tickets you sell, and that's why you do it. This has all been exposed, Jeff. You can't run from the truth. Isn't your whole thing as a conservative like the truth, the truth, the truth, the capital T truth? Then why is the only stuff that comes out of your mouth total bullshit? Jeff Cry. Come on, man. When you look out at that crowd, who are you really seeing in Florida? Are you really seeing people you want to be your fans? If there's such a great crowd, why do you have to add canned laughter in every clip? Why don't I hear the natural rolling laughs of a big special from someone who is very funny? What's with the canned sitcom laughter? Are you doing comedy for like Christy Nome types? A lot of plastic surgery, Mar-a-Lago face, weird blue mascara. You know the old kind of Jewish frogs from Rocco's Modern Life? You know those two? The neighbors across the street, remember them? Do they look like that? Do they look like people that eat plates of flies? Is that who's in the crowd now? Is it Fox News boomers? Is it not who you dreamed about coming out to your shows? Who you thought about filming? Let's go see. I saw a really funny young man on Greg Gutfeld. Honey, let's go to the comedy club. I saw a comedian on Fox. That's who's going now, Jeff. That's who's going. You reap what you sow. That's how life works. That's how it works, man. These things in life, it's reflected in nature. You plant these seeds. This is going to grow. This is what you're going to collect. This is what you're going to feed on. It is what it is. There's no other way around it, my friend. You plant turnips, you get turnips. You plant corn, you get corn. You pander to a group of, ghouls. You pander to a group of MAGA ghouls. You go to Florida, who do you think you're going to see? The people you pandered to. So you do your 5-minute chunk about BLM, and then you go into your thing about like trans people, and this is your life now. Congrats. Congratulations. You can fly first class straight into hell. That's your life now. That's your life. Hope it was worth it,
Yeah,
Jeff.
because I go on
Jeff Cry.
But I had a great time there. It was very good. Everywhere I'm traveling to has been very cold, with the exception of Tampa. But even Tampa had snow.
He's so boring, he doesn't even talk about the weather currently that it is outside in the location he's at. He talks about it's very like in-law coded. It's very my in-laws and we have nothing to talk about. They'll tell you how cold it was 3 weeks ago. They'll go, oh, you should have been here on January 8th. I'm like, what happened on January 8th? They go, January 8th was the coldest recorded day on. He starts telling you how cold it was 5 days ago in a place that's 2,000 miles from where he even is currently. It's a snooze fest.
Flurries.
It's an absolute.
But man,
when he's not crying, he's boring you. You'd rather him cry.
In Edmonton, below zero. Indianapolis, below zero. Tampa with snow flurries. And then I went into New York City, and again, freezing cold.
Boring.
Which makes sense. It's February. I don't
boring.
know what I'm bitching
Fucking
about.
boring.
But listen, it was another cold stop.
Fucking boring.
It's probably why I'm sneezing and the top of my mouth itches and all this shit.
Well, you got to stop smoking these cigars, man. I mean, none of this is good. You can't smoke cigars all day, my man.
Because I'm changing climates so often. Keep going from the cold back to LA, cold back to LA, and it's messing with my system, y'all.
Your body is also just rejecting your soul. There's a level of cognitive dissonance you can have where your soul doesn't even want to be in its own prison anymore. that you've created for it.
So then after New York City, I went to Sarasota, Florida this weekend. My friends Nick.
This may be one of the new, most boring developments I've seen in his show to date. Listen to this.
Key and Andrew came, so I got to hang out with them. A comedian from Boston named Ainsley. She's like living in Florida now, so I got to hang out with her a little bit, and some of her friends whose names escape me right now. And then Bowers.
You're a narcissist.
Bowers
You don't
there,
remember
so
them. You weren't listening when they said their
We walked out on the
names.
beach for about, 30 seconds, came back, saw that, saw some local restaurants. I saw pretty much every coffee shop in Sarasota, Florida, which I think I should give some shout-outs to. This might be a new segment that I start on this podcast.
Like he's imagining people in their car and they go, wait, what? He's going to give some coffee shout outs in Sarasota. And they lean forward and they turn the volume up. Their wife turns to them and they go, honey, should I get milk? And they go, shh, honey, he's about to give his, he's about to tell you the best coffee shops to go to when you're in Sarasota, Florida. Honey, shut the fuck up for a second. Got to turn this up. It's the coffee shout-outs. It's the coffee shout-out segments on the Jeff Cry Show. It's like Yelp, but it's a podcast. He gives things stars. He says whether the service was good.
Shout out the coffee shops that I went to so that they get some love. Let me see if I can find where I was at. In Tampa, I went to a place called Perfect Press Coffee. But I only went there because Baron Corbin, who's a former wrestler, an awesome guy, his coffee, he wasn't in town to take me to his coffee shop. So stand by for that. Stay tuned for that because next time I go to Tampa, I'll definitely be going to his coffee shop.
I've literally killed myself.
But Perfect Press was nice and kind of cute. And then in Sarasota, I went to a place called Project Coffee. Nice little place, kind of. I'm guessing it was for
blood
locals.
on the wall.
Maybe, or maybe I'm just a big, loud, annoying guy, and since I'm always bouncing a ball. If you ever see me in public, I usually have a ball that
There's
I'm
blood
bouncing
everywhere.
like a dog. And so maybe that was annoying them. But I got the impression I didn't feel very welcome there. I felt like they were like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he bouncing a ball in the store? Which people look at me like that a lot.
Another strange development here. I totally forgot about this detail. He brings a little rubber ball with him everywhere, and he's bouncing it constantly. So I think he brings it. I don't know if he leaves it in his white Cybertruck, but he flies with it apparently, and he brings it everywhere with him. He bounces the ball, rolls a little ball around like a golden retriever, like some sort of pet kept in a kennel.
And why is he bouncing a ball in the store? Which people look at me like that a lot when I'm throwing that ball around. Because like in the airport, I'm always bouncing it. Anyways,
of course,
it's called Project Coffee. Oops.
Why wouldn't people be worried about a guy like that? That's insane. It's actually one of the craziest things I've ever heard anybody say they do that they act like is normal. He'll be at the he's waiting at the terminal, and he's just whipping a ball against like glass. Does no one tell him to stop? He's really, he is Jack from The Shining when he's throwing that ball back and forth in that big room. It's dark, man. This show is, I can't wait to see what like episode 100 is. It's dark. The life of Jeff Cry, the fact that he gives us a peek behind the curtains that we can see how the biscuits are made, or what do they say? How the I'm like an hour 6 or something of this show right now. I'm trying to, how the whatever is made. I feel about hour 6 of the show. I don't even know if I'm like making any sense anymore. But you know what I mean? He's giving us peek behind the curtain. He's leading us through the kitchen of his mind, showing us how the sausage is made. Thank you so much. I should probably pause this and get another drink. I'm very hot in this room. It's very hot in LA right now, and I'm determined to wear my Disney jacket, which kicks ass. I think this was the 70th anniversary at Disney. My kid loved it. I got to go back to Disneyland more. kids love Mickey, man. I got to say I love Mickey too, but stay focused here. Jeff died.
Sarasota, Florida.
Jeff Cry,
cute little spot. And then went to another spot that, I don't have the other spot located. So anyways, Project Coffee. Let me see if I can figure it out. It's called Mojo something.
Here's my podcast. Watch me watch me scroll through Google Maps and try to remember coffee I had once in Sarasota, Florida.
Mojo in Siesta Keys. And this place is worth giving notice to because I've never seen, usually when you go into a place and you see a big picture or portrait of a celebrity on the wall, who do you think of? You think of the classics, the Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, cliche. If you're somewhere, a little younger, they have Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, right? Like cliches. They're all so successful and famous that they've become cliche. This coffee shop had a giant black and white portrait of Tom Waits.
I get what he's saying in terms of it's a cliche as a mural, but whatever. He's not really using it that proper. Whatever.
Had a giant black and white portrait of Tom Waits. And I was like, whoever owns this place, I would like. He owns a coffee shop. It's in Florida, which I love. And then he's got a big old picture of Tom Waits. It was so cool. So that place, I believe, was called Mojo. Check that out. And then there was also one more place.
It's an incredible conversation. I mean, could you imagine? I could picture myself having this. Actually, this is even too far for certain relatives. Where I'm talking, and they're like, we were at a coffee shop about 2 months ago, and you wouldn't believe it, but there was a picture of Buddy Holly. There was a mural. They painted Buddy Holly on the back of it. Hold on, I'll look through Google Photos and find it. See, there it is. It's Buddy Holly, and he's got his guitar. Isn't that cool? We thought that was so cool. We had to take a picture of it. That's him doing a podcast. Incredible stuff. Incredible.
Something Fox. See if I can find it. Something Fox. And it was really good. It's a picture of me and Bowers in front of the place. I think it's called Silver Fox or something Fox. I didn't know that AI...
Then he goes, the first 10 minutes of everything he does, it's like Kubrickian. It's incredible. I can't look away. It's like seeing the obelisk and the chimps and the sunsets and everything. It's like, I can't look away. It's incredible stuff. These intros, I mean, you couldn't make something better. Him going into discovering AI. Listen to this.
Something Fox. I didn't know that AI, you could do so much crazy stuff with AI. Listen, I said to the AI, hey, make me look cool in this picture. And AI added a blonde chick kissing me on the mouth. How cool is that?
Again, it's a conversation you would have with a Philistine. This is somebody at a family reunion being like, did you know you can make yourself ride a dinosaur on Facebook? It's that level of intelligence we're dealing with. I don't know if he has a caretaker, but it would make sense. Like someone that actually, the way you'd put a kid on an airplane when he goes to do his day, you put directions in his pocket and a cell phone only you can call. And you tape $20 to his shirt and you go, okay, little buddy, remember, stay on the plane. Don't get off with anybody. And grandma will be there. When you land, grandma will be there to get you, okay? And if you get lost, Jeff, just make sure you find a police officer and tell them you're lost and show them this piece of paper. It has mommy and daddy's information on it. That's how dumb he is. He's so dumb, it's almost past being it's like he's an invalid. He's a comedy invalid. I'm starting to think this is a Make-A-Wish program, and he has some sort of terminal disease that he was supposed to die from 20 years ago, and they let him get to pretend to be a comedian, and they're just wondering when he's going to die already. So they put him on Gutfeld, they talk to the Comedy Store, they get some sort of tax break. Nothing is really adding up here. at all.
She's took my coffee, though, and that's my hand from the original photo, so it looks like I'm kissing a woman with giant hands. But other than that, I thought that was pretty cool that you can do that. I know I sound like a 100-year-old man. You're probably listening thinking, yeah, Jeff, AI's been able to make fake videos and photos for, I don't know, 10 years. Why are you just now talking about it? I didn't know how easy it was. That's all. I didn't know you could just say something like that.
Do you think it was like... Did you think you had to be Salvador Dali to make AI? Did you think you had to be Picasso? You think people are sitting down for months like they would some sort of impressionist painting? Making AI slop of them eating an orange, turning into an orange, and then flying into heaven? You think that's difficult? Sitting down with the canvas, you gotta go to the store, buy the canvas. You fucking how fucking retarded are you? I didn't know making AI was easy. Well, let me ask you this, Jeff. What did you think it entailed? I would love to know what you think. What did you think it entailed? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Jeff Dye on the show. I already said I wasn't going to talk about him. We're not going to talk about him. I just went into him for maybe a couple minutes, back out. Told my wife we wouldn't talk about Jeff Cry anymore.